Bless me soul, we got another one. What's good? It's a boy dude reviews, and we're gonna review Mary Poppins 2, also known as Mary Poppins Returns, a 2018 American musical fantasy film directed by Rob Marshall with a screenplay written by David Maggi, and a story by a few others, including John DeLucio. Based on the book series Mary Poppins by P.L. Travers, it acts as a sequel to the 1964 success Mary Poppins and stars Emily Blunt as Mary Poppins, with Lin-Manuel Miranda, Ben Whishaw, Emilia Montemurro, Julie Walters, special cameos from Dick Van Dyke, Angela Lansbury, Colin Firth as the evil villain, and Meryl Streep in supporting roles. And what's the film all about? Well, set in 1930s London, 25 years after the events of the OG film, the film sees Mary Poppins, the former nanny of Jane and Michael Banks, returning 1 year after a family tragedy. Ooh. Now, Walt Disney announced the film in September 2015. Marshall was hired later that month, and Emily Blunt and Lin-Manuel Miranda were cast in February of 2016. And the film had its world premiere at the Dolby Theatre in Hollywood in November 29, 2018, was theatrically released in the US on December 19, 2018, making it one of the longest intervals between film sequels in cinematic history at 54 years. Bloody hell, bless me so, Mary Poppins. The film had grossed over $349 million against a budget of $130 million, so it's okay, I suppose. Success, and it received positive reviews from critics who praised the performances of the cast, particularly Emily Blunt, the direction, visual musical score, musical numbers, costume designs, production values, and sense of nostalgia. Although some critics found it derivative of its predecessor, it was chosen by the National Board of Review and American Film Institute as one of the top 10 films of 2018 and received numerous award nominations, including 4 at the 76 Golden Globe Awards, including for Best Motion Picture, a Musical or Comedy, 9 at the 24th Critics' Choice Awards, 3 at the 72 British Academy Film Awards, and the SAG Award nomination for Blunt at the 25th Screen Actors Guild Awards. It also received 4 Academy Award nominations for Best OG Score, Best OG Song, The Place Where Lost Things Goes, Best Production Design, and Best Costume Design at the 91st Academy Awards. So yeah, Mary Poppins, I never in my life thought a sequel would come, and I remember when they announced it, I was like, oh wow. Let's get more into the plot of the film. Now an adult with 3 kids, bank teller Michael Banks learns that his house will be repossessed in 5 days unless he can pay back a loan. His only hope is to find a missing certificate that shows proof of valuable shares that his father left for him years earlier. Just as all seems to be lost, Michael and his sister receive the surprise of a lifetime when Mary Poppins, the beloved nanny from their childhood, arrives to save the day and take the Banks family on a magical fun-filled adventure. And yeah, that's the plot in a nutshell. And straight off the bat, let's talk about the pros. I'm very happy they didn't remake this film. It still feels like a remake, but at least it's different. If it's more continuing in a way. Like, I do like how we have an older version of Mike and Jane, are all growing up in a way. I kind of did like how every magical thing that happened in the first film is all in their heads, and to be honest with you, I can kind of see that in a way. Like, Mike was 6? So, of course, he'd be thinking about all that, whimsical stuff. And as he gets older, he's like, did it really happen? Was it all in their head? But it's a little bit like, there was a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, they went into a world full of 2D animation, for crying out loud. They could have at least been a bit more aware. I have to admit this, straight off the bat, the best actor for me, the one who kind of stole the show for me, was definitely Ben Whishaw as Michael Banks, and Jane Montemurro as Jane Banks. I like those two very much. They actually genuinely felt like the kids all grown up, even though they're played by different actors. They really felt like the original kids. It's really weird how almost on the nose they got the characters and personality, and just them all grown up. Mike is just, he's kind of just like holding it together. His wife is just, died in a way. Spoiler alert, I mean, it's in the trailer, for crying out loud. I mean, his wife is dead like a year later, and he's just trying to like get his family and just run it all by himself, and you feel kind of bad for this dude in a way. 3 kids, crikey, my boy. And I like Jane helping out, helping her nephews and niece. And also say this, like the song choreography, like the songs in this film are all different. Not one of them are the same. They're all different songs, new songs. And I like how they made newer songs. I like this is not a straight copy paste remake of the original one. It's a completely different film, and I did like that. I was a bit more happier that it was a different film. I like some of like the cinematography in this film did get really nice at times. Like I did like the cartoon world when they go to like the cartoon world. Like the 2D animation looks really nice. Like I love that 2D animation, my dudes. That looks real good. But yeah, like all the really good stuff really happens with Michael and his kids, like when they're in the real world, and he just gets stressed and depressed, and you just feel bad for him. But let's just get to my mixed aspects, and the mix is definitely Emily Blunt's portrayal as Mary Poppins. I will give her this, like she does like have the same tone and all that, but for some reason there's just something off about her performance. She's too stern. Like with Mary Poppins, she had this more sarcastic nature in a way. With Emily Blunt, it's a bit more like straightforward and a little bit more serious, to the point where she's not that fun. She's a bit, I don't know, she's just not that much fun in a way. I mean, the writing is there, but it's just not that great as well. I also am not really digging Lin-Manuel Miranda as Jack. He's meant to be the apprentice of Bert from the OG film, and I don't like his performance that much. I don't think it's that great. I don't know. I wasn't really digging it. Colin Firth as the evil banker. I mean, did we have to have an evil dude in this film? Really, my dudes and dudettes? I mean, this evil banker, like, it's very old school type of movie telling. It's very predictable. Nothing new, nothing fresh, nothing to blow me away in a way. Everything in this film, and this is the negative of this film, is that despite it being a sequel to the first one, despite them having a slightly different story and different songs, it's still the same type of structure. Each song you kind of have, it's the same beat. It's a bit like The Force Awakens in a way. How The Force Awakens was very similar to A New Hope, but it's still a different film, but it's still beat for beat the same as The New Hope. It's very similar in that way. And as I'm watching this film, like, I'm just thinking, the original one was just a lot better than this. What's the point of all this, Like, Mary Poppins just coming out of the blue and saying, "Hello, I'm Mary Poppins, I'm coming to help." And it's like, I don't know, like they never asked for Mary Poppins to help. Mary Poppins just kind of comes down from the sky. Like, in the OG film, Mike and Jane wrote a letter saying that they needed a nanny, But in this film, they never really say that they need a nanny, like from what I remember. So it just makes her appearance just, really? Does she really need to be in here? So in all honesty, I just really wasn't digging that. And to be honest with you, this film, despite it looking pretty at times, it's kind of a waste of time. I mean, you could just watch the original film, to be honest with you. Like, there's no real reason as to why you shouldn't. And for that, I'm going to give Mary Poppins Returns, yeah, I'm going to have to give it a 4 out of 10. I'm going to have to give this a C-, to be honest with you. It's not bad, it's just a bit pointless. I just recommend you watching the original one, my dudes and dudettes. Anyway, thank you for watching this review. Please like and share this video. Comment down below which is your favourite version of Mary Poppins in the film world. With that said, thank you for watching. As always, a boy the review signing out.